Welcome to This Week in Crowder College, an in-depth look into how Crowder College students, faculty, and staff are working together so students soar to new heights, communities are impacted, and lives are changed. This Week in Crowder College is sponsored by the law offices of Wood and Peterson in Neosho, specializing in workers' compensation, personal injury, Social Security disability, and more. Learn more online at neoshoattorney.com. Now here's this week's edition of This Week in Crowder College.
Welcome to a brand new week of This Week in Crowder College right here on 91.7 FM. Adam Winkler here with you, joined by the Director of Public Information out there at Crowder College, Cindy Brown. And Cindy, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me, Adam.
Well, one of the exciting parts about the spring semester is spring sports, and baseball and softball are about to get underway. And I know the campus always buzzes with excitement with those two sports and the success that they've had year in and year out. So just tell us about the excitement on campus for both the baseball and softball teams.
Yeah, they'll both be kicking off their seasons the first week of February. So it's like hard to believe it's just right around the corner, and we'll have baseball and softball playing on the field, weather permitting, of course. And, you know, that's one of the hardest things is those outdoor sports, their schedule changes a lot. So we'll have a lot of excitement going on. But, you know, both teams last year had national rankings. They should be very competitive this year. And if you've never been out to a ball game, I'd encourage you to come out and watch one.
Well, with softball and baseball getting set to be underway, basketball is still going on right now. So tell us about the Lady Rough Riders and what they've been up to since Christmas break. Yeah,
so their season is kind of split in half. You know, Christmas break kind of breaks it up, and then they start over again in January. So right now they're 6-9, so not as good a record as they'd love to have, but working towards starting to play all of their Region 16 teams. Actually, this past week have started that, so they'll have some games going on with them, looking for playoffs to start the first part of March. So hopefully we see some big wins coming out of the January, February months for them, and then maybe moving on to their district games as well.
Well, one of the great things about Crowder is you guys continue to look for ways to just enhance the student's life and student athlete's life and maybe adding additional sports. And that's what you guys have done coming up in the spring semester. The addition of long distance track, which will really help out your cross country team in the fall. Let us know about that. And of course, I'm sure Jake Holt is excited about getting his team to compete during the spring semester as well.
Oh, absolutely. You know, a lot of our teams, just like softball and baseball, have scrimmages and stuff in the fall, and they're working out. Soccer plays in the fall, but they have scrimmages in the spring. Cross country, we're able to add long distance track, which then allows them to compete in some events as teams in the spring. We were competing in some of those long distance events last spring, but couldn't do it as an actual school sponsored sport. It was more like a club. So with the approval of that, then we'll have some of those students running that will be doing the long distance part of it. So still training, because they're still, I don't know that you ever quit training for cross country or track because it's hard to get back in that shape. So it'll give them an opportunity then to compete in the spring. We'll also have golf competing this spring. So every sport really, with exception to soccer having scrimmages, all of our sports will be competing in the spring. So February, March will be busy months.
Well, we love the athletics on the field and on the court, but more importantly is how are the kids doing in the classroom? And that's, I know, the first and highest priority for you guys out there at Crowder College. So just tell us about their classroom work and some of the things that you guys look for those student athletes.
Yeah, so this was exciting news for fall of 23. We have a little over around 200 student athletes within all of our sports. And of those student athletes, we had an average GPA of 3.22%. So that's a B average, which you have to have a 2.0 to graduate. So our students are performing in the classroom as well as on the court or in the field just exceptionally well. And so the top three teams, and this just is a testament to the hard work that the student athletes put in, that the coaches put in and stuff. But our top team GPA was baseball with a 3.56, followed closely by softball with a 3.49, and then men's golf with a 3.37. And it's like, those are just you can't say enough good about the coaches and the student athletes for making such great grades and then having such good records on the field. So while they may say, yeah, I'm here to play baseball or I'm here to play softball, so no, they're not. They're here to learn too. And, that makes our coaches' job a whole lot easier when you have these smart kids making good grades in classes. So shout out to the athletic department, the coaches, the student athletes for their great performance in the classroom as well.
Of course, over the Christmas break and through the month of January, we had a chance to talk with a number of Crowder College students during this program. And one of the things that took away from that was not only the local flavor that we have on sports teams at Crowder College, but the international flavor that's on the sports teams as well, but how they all integrate together in that teamwork, and it really helps build community and camaraderie. And that's where those teammates locally here might help some of those international students integrate with their studies, and it's just great seeing that teamwork all the way around.
Oh, that's exactly right. Over break, working and getting to help in the admissions office, I work closely with our international coordinator. And so making sure, asking him, where are our international kids going? Some of them got to go home, obviously, because they have several weeks. But then some of them maybe don't get to go home, or like some basketball players that maybe didn't go home because their season, they've got to come back and practice and do things. They have teammates that will take them home with them. They have places to go. They have things to do. So they get to experience Christmas in the U.S. or with another family and whatever. And some of them do have family members here, or places that they can go. But it's so nice to see those other, basically, your teammates just adopting you and saying, come with me, and again, just another testament to the character of those student athletes and how well-rounded they are, not just good athletes.
Well, spring sports are just around the corner. We're excited to see Crowder get started in all those spring sporting events. And Cindy, as always, thanks for your time on This Week in Crowder College.
Thank you so much for having me, Adam.
Thank you for listening to This Week in Crowder College. This Week in Crowder College is sponsored by the law offices of Wood and Peterson in Neosho. You can listen to this broadcast again by going online to kneo.org or to crowder.edu. Tune in once again next week for another edition of This Week in Crowder College on KNEO 91.7 FM.